All right, so I'm working on Gaston, which is pretty cool. Everybody knows Gaston, everybody loves him or loves to hate him. And I was kind of wondering, like, why is that the case? Let me drink a little bit of tea. My mouth is a little bit dry. But why is it that everybody knows Gaston, but they don't know Clayton or Frollo or Ratcliffe? And when I say everybody, of course, I don't mean everybody. There are some hardcore Disney animated fans who definitely know these people. They know these characters, I should say, and they know everything about their stories and their personalities and probably lines from the movie. But even I didn't know who these characters were. I mean, I knew like of them, but I wasn't very familiar with them. And I'm still not really, except now I've looked at a lot of pictures and I know what they look like. And I could not quite draw them from memory, but at least Ratcliffe so far, as you can kind of see here, I've drawn him. I've looked at a lot of pictures and I know what he more or less looks like. But someone like, Gaston or Scar or Ursula, those characters are, I would say, unless I'm forgetting someone, those would probably be considered like the most iconic or classic villains. Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook. But do people really know Hades? Do people know Yzma? Do people know the aforementioned three that from earlier, these guys on the bottom? Perhaps not. Just like Turbo from Wreck-It Ralph. Like, I know kind of him. I've seen some YouTube videos talking about him, but I don't know what it is about Gaston that just people love. I think it's, I don't know. Like, I think they all have their own personalities. And I think it's just an interesting thought. I really don't have a reason for it. I didn't even think about it before I started recording this, but I am curious if you guys have any ideas of your own as to what makes, again, Ursula, Scar, and Gaston so memorable as villains. And you could put Cruella de Vil and Captain Hook in there as well, but I don't really have an answer. I think he's a great villain. I think they're all really great. They all suit their particular movies and they play great foils to our hero or whatever. Maybe that's the wrong terminology, but I love drawing these characters. I think it's really fun to kind of look into them and research them just a little bit and gather reference before I start. Because if I wasn't doing this poster, quite honestly, I wouldn't really know anything about these characters at all. So it's a lot of fun for me in that way. And, some other kind of posters that I might have in mind is like the Voltron from maybe the classic one, maybe one from, I don't know how long ago it was, like 5 or 10 years. It was more of a modern sort of animated style. For me, I remember the names of like Sven and Lance and Pidge. And I don't really remember Lance. Yeah, I don't remember, but it's like I want to look into these characters and look into the villains and just kind of do a little bit of research because it makes the poster better, I think. And I like to kind of do that research to learn a little bit about something that I may otherwise not have known. So that's cool. I was going to talk about actually, and this is going so fast, I'm going to run out of time. But I was listening to a YouTuber talk about a video game YouTuber, Luke Stevens, and he was talking about Star Citizen, which is like started as a Kickstarter, and they've raised apparently about $800 million. And this is from backers who pay 50, 100, 300 plus dollars for these ships. These are just digital assets. I don't even know if you're getting the 3D model or if you're getting just like concept art that says, this is a placeholder for later. It's a video game that had started production or development back in like 2012. So it's already 13 years old and the game has not come out. And apparently there's no real time frame for when it will come out. And I'm convinced that it's not going to ever come out. Is it a grift? Is it a scam? No, I wouldn't say so. At the same time, I would say more, it's just a lesson in sort of, what is it? Perfection is the opposite of completion. If you know that comment, if you know that saying, comment below, because I can't remember, but it's basically like you have to eventually finish something, even if you're not like 100% satisfied, because otherwise you may never be satisfied and you may never come out with a product or finish something. So thankfully, this poster is not something where I could continue to work on it basically forever. It's just, there's some characters, there's going to be some inking and coloring and then final touches, and then that's it. And I'll move on. But with a video game like this, you can just continually make new ships, new planets, new weapons, and it can just go on and new functionality. And then you think about, okay, you started working on it in a certain program, like whatever, Maya, Unreal, whatever. And then over the course of 12 years, of course, the technology changes and you're able to do more stuff and more efficiently. And then you look at the stuff from 10 years ago and you're going to be like, well, this is 10 years old. It looks like crap. We're going to redo it and make it even better. But then that cycle never stops. So I would be upset if I were a backer of this game, starting to have these creeping thoughts that it's never going to come out. And I kind of wasted my money, because the idea of it is cool. And they've made some really, really interesting stuff. But at the end of the day, for like a video game or a comic or a cartoon series or a film, if it never gets done, you can have all the vaporware in the world. You could have all the proof of concept that you want. But if there's never a product at the end, what's it for? So I am going to finish this poster. It's just, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm doing it when I can. And that's why I'm doing it in these little like half-hour chunks. So if you do like what I'm doing and you want to keep seeing the progress, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And if you just like this video or you have a topic that you would like me to talk about while I'm watching this sped up version, comment below what you want me to talk about and I'll do my best. And otherwise, I appreciate you guys, your time. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you on the next one.